was that?
What was
like
what?
A lawnmower started.
That was my head shaking.
That sounds like
That was my head. That was my head shaking.
some sort of weird.
I shook my head at you.
Hi everyone, welcome to UberTechs. The date is January 24th, 2010. And we have a few things to show you tonight. We're going to talk about some games that are coming out we're really excited about, and then we'd like to kick off our discussion about Mac versus PC, which we are going to do in our next episode of UberTechs, where we're going to finally put to rest the epic battle of the Mac versus the PC. This show is going to be about games. There's a few games coming out that are just going to blow our socks off. I know for a fact that the Demon and I are really looking forward to Mass Effect 2 and Bioshock 2. Out of any of the games that are coming out, these are the two that I'm looking forward most to playing. How about you?
Yeah, I'm actually looking forward to Demon Souls. It's going to be coming out on February 9th. It's kind of a cross between like God of War and some games that are actually on the Xbox 360. So it's going to be nice to see that type of hybrid going on.
So Mass Effect 2, if you played Mass Effect 1, there's no way you wouldn't be looking forward to Mass Effect 2, especially if you've seen some of the trailers or commercial. It just looks like a phenomenal game. They've definitely upgraded the graphics. The story is just as involving, if not more. They have the same voice actors.
Oh, Joker.
Seth Green.
Seth Green.
Which is awesome. That game, Mass Effect 2, is coming out on January 26th, so that's just a few days. And anything else to add to it that I haven't covered here already, Demon?
There's going to be game save carryovers. If you've played Mass Effect 1, you're going to be able to carry over your games, the decisions you made, characters that are alive and dead, namely Rex.
That you've already met will know you if you have a save game from Mass Effect 1. And you meet a character in Mass Effect 2 that you've already met from number 1, if you have a save game, that person will know you and react as such. So it's going to be pretty cool. I've never played a game like that, where they did that. Bioshock 2, of course, anyone who's played Bioshock 1, that was monumental. It was groundbreaking, had great graphics, great story. That's coming out on February 9th. A couple of things that it adds, I guess, is a really rich multiplayer experience, which wasn't so much in number 1. You're going to actually be able to play as the Big Daddy, which is pretty cool. And you'll be able to play with, once you obtain Big Daddy status, you'll be able to play as the Big Daddy until you die, which is going to be a lot of fun for a lot of fans. So that's going to be great. February 9th, look out for that game. Dark Void, that game is already out. I've played the demo of it personally. I think it's a piece of crap. It's just another gimmicky game. Looked like it tried to copy or steal some sort of thunder from Uncharted 2, which of course is, by a lot of people's opinion, one of the best games of 2009 on the PS3, and it just failed miserably. The demo was boring. It was like playing The Rocketeer. It was just stupid. It was gimmicky. It wasn't very fun. And flying around, it's just not fun. Red Steel 2 for the Wii is coming out. The Demon played Red Steel 1. I have not. I'm looking forward to Red Steel 2. I've read a lot of good things about it. It's one of the few games that uses the Wii Motion Plus so that you can actually use a gun or a sword very accurately. And that game is coming out March 23rd. And it looks very fun to me. The story looks pretty involving, and it's kind of a stylized graphical style to it. So anything to add to that? I don't know much about it other than that it's supposed to be a lot of fun with the sword play.
Yeah. The first one was pretty good. It had its few, but yet very fatal flaws. And those are going to be the big things that they corrected in the second one. The other interesting fact to know is that they're going to offer it in both the single game pack, and then you can get it for $10 more with the Wii Motion Plus adapter if you don't already have one.
Yeah, important to note, you cannot play the game without the Wii Motion Plus. So if you don't have it already, then get the version with the Motion Plus in it. And that's out March 23rd. Heavy Rain. This is going to be a PS3 exclusive, from what I hear. It's been in development for quite some time, and the graphics are quite amazing. And this is kind of like a choose-your-own-adventure movie. You do get to walk around. It's not a rail game, but for the most part, you just sort of move through a level. And then you come to a point and you have to make a decision, and you use one of the 4 buttons on the controller to make that decision, and that splits the whole game plot from that point in time. And apparently the game has an immensely diverse plot, so depending on all the decisions you make, It changes the game entirely, and it's coming out on February 23rd.
No More Heroes 2. I don't know if you played No More Heroes 1. It was it's from the same studio that made Killer 7. I think it was either Killer 7 or Killer 9. I don't remember. Basically, it's a Japanese studio where it was one of the earlier sword fighting games on the Wii that actually had any sort of control or usability, where you're an assassin, and basically the idea is you have to kill every assassin before you to become the number one assassin. And in the second game, you're going to be going up against, there's people challenging you for your position that you had previously obtained in the other game. There's going to have more playable characters in the second version. Also, they're going to take advantage of the Wii Motion Plus. They're going to have dual sword fighting rather than single sword fighting like the first game. And a big thing from the first one was to earn money and to progress through the game, you had to do side missions that were literally like you'd go to this place and like work at a coconut shop or something like that. So basically what they did for those is they turned all those into 2D Mario-style games. So they didn't get tedious. There wasn't a lot of running around. They were more like little stuff flying around the screen. You do it, you have fun, like you're playing a 32-bit console or something like that.
And that game is coming out on the 26th as well, just like Mass Effect 2.
Now, I wanted to talk about Star Trek Online. I know there's a lot of people who are Star Trek fans, and they were excited about that game. It comes out on February 2nd, and I played the pre-beta and then the beta, and they stripped a lot of stuff out of it. There was a previous developer before Cryptic and Atari got a hold of it, and the game is actually kind of stripped and thinned out a lot. I mean, if you're a Star Trek fan, it takes place after the movie Nemesis, so it's a war against the Klingons versus the USNC.
And as an avid MMO player, what did you think about it?
Having played Champions Online prior to Star Trek, I noticed that most of the UI and stuff was cloned and slightly moved around. So it felt like a lot like you were playing Champions, except not as polished as far as the ground combat was concerned. The ship combat felt like you were playing EVE Online, except more polished. So it wasn't a unique experience by a long shot.
All in all, would you recommend it? Do you think that MMO fans should give it a shot?
I think as an MMO fan, you're going to be able to find better games sooner than that. I think that if you're a Star Trek fan and you want to be involved in the Star Trek universe, then it might be worth your time. But for a regular MMO fan, just to play MMOs, I enjoy the ship combat because I've been looking for an MMO with some sort of like a different time route rather than the typical fantasy or RPG MMO. But other than that, it wasn't a unique experience. So
what we want to let you know is on our next vlog, the UberTechs are going to be attacking the Mac versus PC battle with all the information that we can possibly get, as unbiased as we possibly can get. We're even going to have a Mac guy on the show. All right, everyone. Thanks for visiting us. We are the UberTechs. My name is Techie Kris, and over there is the Demon. We'll see you next time.